just really didn't fucking work out.
All right. So which one of these is taping?
They're all taping.
All right. Which one of these is streaming?
They're all streaming.
Wait. So people are seeing from 3 different views at once?
No, that's actually not streaming. That's just a backup in case we lose the feed. I can later upload it on the tube of you.
So are people seeing
YouTube?
2 different No, I don't think it's the name.
I can't remember what the fuck the name is. The Internet Video Company. That's what it's called.
There we go. Now you're cooking with fire.
All right, welcome back, assholes. We got Mike Brogowski, the big Brogowski on Twitter.
Oh, but now I'm not going to be able to use that nickname anymore.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You can use that nickname however the fuck you want to use it.
All right.
So what the hell have you been up to, Mikey?
Just working, and it is awful. They expect you to go in, do your job for the allotted amount of time, and they pay you a fair wage. No.
Fair wage?
Yes, I do
now
not
that's
enjoy
just
that at all.
Stupid.
Exactly. I want to get paid an unfair wage, one way or the other. Don't care which one.
You know, they've been doing these studies. I saw that they were saying that, there's all these companies coming out. We paid our employees $15 an hour, and guess what happened? That's always, I hate that when you look on Facebook, or actually really anything on social media. I hate all the stupid things that say, such and such, this guy did this, this guy did that. And what happens next will leave you in tears. Or what happens next will wish you had a full colonoscopy. Or
Well, luckily, I'm halfway there.
But I don't know why. I don't know why that drives me so fucking crazy. I got problems.
Because it's clearly manipulative?
Yeah, it's just dumb. It's fucking...
And you know exactly the people it's appealing to?
I know exactly the people it's appealing.
Yeah.
I think that's what drives me the most fucking nuts of the whole thing.
I know exactly what you mean.
Ugh. So you've been doing nothing?
Yeah, in my free time, I've been dabbling in minor alcoholism, and it's going well for me.
That is good.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
good.
I mean, I was always told, if you do what you love, never work a day in your life.
Exactly.
Yes.
And with that, you can lose so much. It's like either way it works out. You don't have to work a day in your life.
Exactly. I love the fact that is just so open-ended. I mean...
Dana's had me watching a lot of Intervention lately. A lot of Intervention.
I know. It's on my queue.
Yes, we steal Mike's
everything.
Everything.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I think she's on her sister's Hulu, I want to say.
Oh, is she? Oh, good, because Hulu only allows one person to watch at a time, and I'm on my sister's Hulu. But now we have the commercial-less Hulu. Do you? I bet not.
I don't. I have to watch the two. It's only 2 commercials at each commercial break, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I know, but I watched something on there recently, and I swear to God, it was a 2-hour thing, and, video, and I swear to God, it lasted like 2 hours and 15 minutes. There were so many fucking commercials. Every 3 seconds, it felt like.
Yeah, but it's the same commercial every single time. Like they don't even give you a
good
different one
either. It's like the cheapest of commercials.
Yeah, it's like how many times can? I guess you know what? That's top advertising dollar though, because it's like these pricks are gonna see this commercial 100 times, and I see it.
You can't skip it.
You can't skip it at all. And if you're anything like me, you see it at least 100 times because I fall asleep watching. Like last night, I was up till 5 a.m. watching Interventions because I'm like, all right, this is the last intervention that I'm gonna watch. This is it. Okay, I'm going to bed after this one. And then, like, I'm getting all heavy-eyed. It's towards the end. And then they get to the final intervention scene. And I'm like, okay, I'm up for this.
God.
I'm awake. I'm good. And then...
Were they able to intervene?
They did intervene.
Oh, my God.
They always do. They find a way.
I love that original, unique setup, too. Every episode's so different.
Very different. But I like the guy. Who's the dude? He's, like, the older guy with, like, the beard. He's been recently every episode he looks rougher and rougher as it goes along, but he says like the same thing every single time. He's like, "Well, we're here, and these people love you like crazy, and they just want to help you join the fight to get you back. They're gonna say what they say," and that's what he says. He says like this, like a script each and every time. It's the same fucking thing.
Well, I guess if it works, why would you go off it?
I guess
The man's been interventioning for so long.
He has been, and God bless him. But yeah, and then the next one comes on. And then it's worse than the fucking last one. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'll stay up for like the first
This guy
part of
is
this
sucking
one.
dick for sandwiches. The worst part is he has money.
He has money. He just got a dick sucking fetish. I mean, what are you gonna do? An oral
Man
fixation?
enjoys dick.
Yes, day and night. Dick, 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 dick.
Enough
Quote,
about Danny.
Resurrection. But the one I was watching, and it was a kid, and I guess they can't do it if if the person finds out that it's intervention. And I guess this guy called for himself on intervention. So he knew everything that was going on from top to bottom. So he knew, and the guy pulls the plug on he tells the family, he's like, normally, if you guys do this, if the person knows they're being intervened, we pull the plug right now and we take all the stuff. And apparently the parents knew, like they were in on it, and the mom's like, what? He's like, don't give me that surprise look, you filthy bitch. He didn't say filthy bitch, but
He probably should have.
he probably should have.
Would have made the show a lot more entertaining.
It would have been a lot more entertaining. So yeah, that
Damn
was
you
my
TLC
entire
or
fucking
whatever
night
channel
last
that's
night.
on.
I think it's A&E.
A&E.
Yeah,
Fuck you, A&E.
Arts and Entertainment.
Yep.
God, it really
Were you
switched,
thinking
didn't
AMC
it?
there for a minute?
I was thinking AMC.
All right.
It's just so funny how all those things switch around. Like now, like the Discovery Channel is nothing but alien autopsies.
Well, History Channel is nothing but a bunch of people searching through each other's garbage.
Exactly. So where the fuck did
The
everybody?
History Channel. It came from the History Channel. Pawn Stars, American Pickers, that one where that guy built motorcycles and eventually got divorced from what's her name?
yeah.
Sandra Bullock. Yeah, all that
What
stuff's
was
the History Channel.
Jesse James,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I blame the History Channel. Well, actually, the people that own the History Channel, I believe, also own Discovery. I think they own A&E. They own a bunch of channels.
See, they're all in
And
cahoots with this bullshit.
Yeah.
I think it actually started. Now, you say the History Channel?
Yes, the History Channel.
My feeling is that it started with MTV. Because
Ooh.
they stopped playing music television and became like docudramas, like the Real World, where like everybody's
Yeah,
gotta
but
go
that seemed
crazy.
to really appeal to their audience of idiots and assholes.
It did.
So,
You're right. And the other
It
ones
made sense to me. And also, there were like 18 different MTV channels. So, I mean, I think like 3 of them still play music.
Yeah, you gotta go on late at night for those too.
Yep. It's our 15-minute music segment
Right. It's
where we'll play clips of music videos.
that's right. They don't even play the.
Do you
full
guys remember
fucking thing
TRL?
anymore.
We're going to play reruns of that. You guys get to see a 20-year-old Carson Daly. It's
right.
fantastic.
Yeah, good old Carson Daly.
Who is now, of course, what show's he on?
Fuck if I know.
The Voice.
Oh, he is on The
Yeah,
Voice?
he's
I
the
haven't
host.
watched any of those
He
fucking
is the
things.
Ryan Seacrest of The Voice.
Is he?
Yes.
God bless him. Good for him.
Yes,
Good for
exactly.
Mr. Daly.
Exactly. I always liked him. He always had that show on that came on like an hour and a half after Conan on NBC.
Yeah,
It was like
Last Call?
Yes, Last Call with
Yeah.
Carson Daly. I was going to say like
Yeah, that was
super
good.
late night or something.
Super duper late night. It's a late show. It's a late show. It's a late show.
It's an even later show for some reason.
Yeah, they get a little crazy with their fucking
And who needs
titles.
to see that many fucking interviews in a day? I mean,
No.
good God.
No,
There's
you
like
don't need any.
1,800 different shows to watch for that.
Yeah, it just gets kind of weird. And then going back to what you were saying with like, the History Channel and all those fucking things. It's like I can get behind like Pawn Stars.
Yeah,
Because
I like Pawn Stars.
It has a historical significance. Some things
Yeah,
make sense.
They explain so much of the history behind the different items that come in, and I mean, even like actual historical shows don't, I think, go as in depth into that.
Yeah, which is, I think that is definitely an educational thing. But then it's like followed up by like, I don't know, like the ones that always get me are like
Counting cars,
like Ancient Aliens. Yeah,
Oh
the
my
counting.
God.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
what the fuck.
Ancient
you
Aliens,
guys
I believe, is on
talking about?
H2. I know that because my dad watches it.
Is it?
I
Yeah,
don't-
they
I don't know.
bumped it. Well, they had
Yeah.
to bump them to these other networks because it just didn't make any fucking sense anymore.
Well, and also, you don't want to get in the way of that American Pickers marathon. Come on now.
That's true. But you know what, though? Maybe it is better than before because I'm thinking back of the History Channel. It used to be like fucking
The same documentary
shitty.
over and over again
Yeah,
of
or
World War II
terrible
and
old
Nazis.
Yeah, or terrible
I
old
mean, I
movies.
love the Luftwaffe as much as the next guy, but come on. How many times can I learn about different maneuvers that they've done?
Yeah.
And this guy and that guy. I mean, Steve's pissed about it, but I'm actually okay with it.
Yeah, Steve gets
Oh
really
my god, he is.
obsessed about
Yeah,
that.
he is like viscerally angry
He
at
is a history
history.
major. What is he? Has he a master's in history?
Yes,
Or?
a master's in history and almost a master's in political science.
Yeah.
He didn't get it, so he's only got to one master's.
What a fucking piece of shit.
I know, what an asshole.
Steve, if you're
I
listening,
wish you were dead.
fuck you. I already, like, I listened to that shit. Fuck you guys. Calling me out.
Man, I love the History Channel. That's all I'm getting at. I think we can all agree on this, right?
Yeah, the History Channel is definitely good.
It's the most historically accurate thing since National Treasure, the movie.
Yep. With Nicholas, National
World's
Treasure.
greatest actor. Yeah, I know.
National Treasure 2. And is there a third one? Maybe
I
not.
think they're making a third one. There's not a third one yet.
Oh, man.
They better make a third one. I mean, if there was ever anything needed a trilogy, it was clearly that.
We
And
can-
also, he needs to buy more skulls of things, so
That's
he needs
true.
that money.
Have you seen any good movies lately?
God, I'm trying to think of the last fucking movie I've seen. I think yeah, what was the last thing I seen? Fuck, I downloaded it. Damn, I don't even remember. That is how sad my life is right now. Like, the last thing I seen may have been like, you know, it's weird. I downloaded Trainwreck. I still haven't even watched that, and I really wanted to see that. Only because I was too lazy to go see it in theaters. Although I'm gonna go see The Martian, tomorrow. No, wait, Friday.
Friday,
What's
yeah.
that? Yes.
Look
All right.
good.
That looks really good.
We saw Black Mass. We called
Yes,
you up, yeah.
I know. I couldn't make it. I was so fucking tired.
It's all right.
Yeah,
But
I wanted to see it.
You know what? You're not missing much. You're not fucking missing much. It was a good movie. Don't get me wrong. But if you watched any of like the Netflix like the Whitey documentary,
Mhm.
it's literally like the documentary. You might as well just watch the documentary. You know how like when Scorsese does like a film, it's all jazzed up. There's
Yeah.
crazy shit going on. This one they really
I heard
stuck.
it was really slow at points. It drug at points.
It drug at point. Not to say that it wasn't a good movie,
Oh no,
but yeah, it
slow
just
movies can be very good.
it just didn't have the pizzazz like it could have had.
So it wasn't The Departed.
It wasn't The Departed, no. But I feel like you need that in like a movie. Like if you're gonna go for entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you're not gonna go for straight like documentary style. I don't know. I think it helps to jazz it up. It gets people interested.
Yeah.
Even
And
even
it
like
doesn't
the
matter what they
scenes.
do, they're always going to be insulted for not being historically accurate. Doesn't matter how historically accurate it is.
Exactly. See, you can't get buried down in the scuzzy
That's
details.
actually why I'm looking forward to the new Steve Jobs movie.
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender, Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
that
I haven't
actually
even
looks-
seen anything about it though.
Oh, you haven't? You haven't seen the
No.
trailers? The trailers look
we don't have
fantastic.
we don't have TV,
Oh,
so we're
that's
only
right.
watching. Yeah, we
I
got
would
rid of-
highly recommend you, because it's got to be on Hulu,
Okay.
obviously. Because they have all the TV movie trailers on there.
So
I would-
Fassbender's in it,
Yes.
and I
Seth
know
Rogen.
you are a big fan of Michael
Oh
Fassbender.
my! I am an absurdly big fan of Michael Fassbender. Like weirdly so.
Well, it's funny. People that don't know, it was I don't know. It was a while ago, maybe like a year ago, where I played a prank on Mike that Michael Fassbender died, and I sent him like a message. He got so fucking pissed off at me.
Hey, I figured it out really quickly though. I mean, I all I had to do was Google it, so it was like angry for like a minute
like,
because my
"Dude."
phone was too damn slow to load that quick. I'm like, God damn, look it up, look it up.
Did you hear, man? What about Fassbender? What do you mean? He died, bro.
Oh
Not good.
no,
Not good.
no, it would ruin the X-Men franchise.
He's alive and well. So
All right,
that is
good.
So yeah, so tell me a little bit about it.
Oh well,
Does it
it's-
really get into like the dark?
I believe it
Steve
does.
Jobs?
And it seems to be a little bit more stylized. Writing already seems better from the guy that wrote The Social Network.
Okay.
So I mean, it just already has a higher level of writing to it.
Yeah.
Wait, did Aaron Sorkin write The Social Network,
I don't know. Let me check.
or did he direct it? I think he was involved with it, wasn't he? Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, I believe he was.
He could have just been a producer or something like that, but for some reason I feel like he wrote it. If that's the case, it's gonna be a very well-written movie. I'm a huge Aaron Sorkin fan, so
Yeah, ever
Not,
since
big enough.
Sports Night, right?
yes. I mean, not apparently a big enough fan to know whether or not he was involved in these movies, but a big fan nonetheless.
He did, in fact. You are correct.
All right.
Good for you, Mr. B.
And people said I couldn't remember anything.
Oh, well, you just spent too much time standing in front of the microwave as a kid. Other than that.
No, that's just why I'm sterile.
Oh,
All
okay. I like to rub my crotch against the microwave as it goes on for 20 minutes.
It's the heat and the pressure.
I know, it's like a double whammy.
Exactly.
You can't beat it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the best Vietnamese whorehouse in town. Why is it always, it's always somebody makes a wisecrack about a whorehouse, it's always a Vietnamese whorehouse.
It could be a Taiwanese. You need to ease at the end. That's what sells it.
That's true. That's really that part of the globe.
I usually say a $3 Taiwanese whore because I feel like that's a little bit. I don't know. It feels more offensive than Vietnamese at this point, and I don't even know why.
So.
I think because it's just not used as much.
Yeah, we used to do this thing in high school, and yeah, we've known each other since high school. Spanish class,
freshman year.
Yeah, and Brogowski used to do this crazy fucking thing where he would get mad, and every time he got angry, he would just say, "Bitch, slut, whore," like all in one big thing, and it was so funny because at the time,
forgot about that.
Yeah, at the time I was in criminal justice class, and we're doing the section on domestic abuse and violence, and literally the first paragraph, it's like aggressors will use terms such as bitch, slut, and whore in the same order. They forgot. I'm like,
Clearly, I was channeling something. I just want to domestically abuse someone. Is that asking so much?
Not at all.
I mean, I'm a
Not
good guy. I work hard. I pay my taxes. Can I just domestically abuse someone?
You can't,
Anyone.
You can't
really.
do that, but you can make a clock suitcase, and you can take that to school.
Apparently, you're racist if you think that's a bomb.
I know.
I mean, it looks like a bomb, but if you think it.
Dude, if you watching Bill Maher,
of course
I'm
watching Bill Maher on it.
Oh my God, the fucking kid! He brings in a fucking
I like the one guy saying like,
briefcase.
"No, that looked like a clock." What fucking clock have you ever seen? And
he's like,
God.
he didn't invent a clock. He
and they
he
showed
took
the
the
interview.
guts out of a clock and put it in a.
Yeah, is he the one who put that? Also showed the video of him doing like this interview where he's like, "Yeah, I pulled the guts out of something else. They're never gonna stop me from inventing things." And he's like, "He didn't invent that.
He didn't even fucking invent it."
Yeah, and he got invited to be like part of Google's inventors symposium thing with like a kid that invented a like cheap way to
test for Ebola.
Yes.
And then another one like to locate quarks or something.
Yeah. Like genius stuff.
Genius level
Genius.
Shit. And this guy took a clock out of a casing and put it in a box. And that was his invention. So.
Yes. And for some reason decided to bring this suitcase clock to school.
Right. Because, that wasn't going to be fucking crazy or weird or anything that.
I think he was looking to start something.
Him or his parents were looking to start something.
I think it was probably
somebody
him.
was looking to start some shit.
It's either that or he was just dumb as hell. I mean, it is possible he was just dumb as hell. I mean, he could have just been that stupid. I mean,
or
naive. Naive might be a better word.
Naive may be a good word.
That is possible.
When I first heard it, I didn't know what the fucking clock looked like. So
yeah,
I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Same here.
I'm thinking, I go on those what's that cool app? Instructables.
Mm-hmm.
And they do like a little electronic projects, Arduino stuff. What's the other stuff they do? Like Raspberry Pi type of things. And it was pretty cool. Like that's what I thought. I thought maybe this is something like what he's got.
Mm-hmm.
He did a little home kit. Everything's cool. But no. And then I saw the actual picture of it, and I'm like, dude, this looks suspiciously like this looks almost exactly like a bomb.
And I thought it was interesting. The one guy was at Reagan that was on the episode of Bill Maher. Bring up the fact that the wires would have to connect to some sort of fissionable material, something that would explode.
That would be an actual bomb. Sir.
Yeah. But he's saying that for that to be a bomb, you need that. But then all I could think was, these are teachers and secretaries. Right. They don't know what a fucking bomb looks like.
These guys aren't members of the bomb squad. They aren't looking for what. I saw them carrying around that box with wires that kind of look like a bomb, but you know what? I didn't see an incendiary device, so I don't know. Let's not say anything.
Yep.
And then when we don't say anything and someone does blow it up, Everybody comes back and, well, you saw him walking around with it. Why the fuck didn't you stop him? You didn't even question him. You didn't ask anything.
By the way, was that thing for like a school project or something, or did he just do it for fun?
I don't know.
Because if it was a school project, I think he technically had a right to have it at the school.
If
Because
it,
if it was a
yes, if
project,
it was a
but
project,
honestly, I don't know if it was. If it wasn't, then I think he was just being a dick.
yeah, and I don't think the kid should get in any like major trouble.
Well, he
or
didn't get in
anything
any
like
major trouble.
Yeah,
He got detained for.
but there were a
15
lot
minutes.
of people who thought that he should have. I
No,
don't think he should have.
God, no.
I think
At the end
a
of the day,
stern
he did just make
talking
a
to,
clock. I mean,
like,
he didn't do anything wrong. It was a weird misunderstanding.
like,
Something you could joke about
exactly.
later.
Like in the counseling department, they should have. Come on, this looks like a lot like a bomb. I know it's
Come
not
on, you
a
know
bomb.
what you're doing. Stop being a dick.
Don't be
All
a
right.
fucking asshole. You're gonna scare all the rest of these fucking white kids in here.
Exactly. And everyone goes on their day and be like,
Yeah.
next. The school administrators will go home and be like, that kid's an asshole. Kid goes home, those administrators were assholes.
Yeah.
And that should be that should have been where it ended.
That's
That should
exactly
have
where
been
it
where it
ends.
ended.
Yeah, but instead everybody
No, it's a whole
gotta put
fucking
it on
thing.
the
Everyone's
fucking
got to take.
news.
Yeah.
and
And of course, got to be some sort of big political issue, which it's not.
Obama goes, "Cool clock, kid. Want to bring it to the White House?"
Wait, did he really say that?
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
Sent him a tweet. He tweeted it to him. Cool clock. You want to show it to us at the White House? The thing of it is if that kid had brought that to the White House without announcing it, there would have been a whole nother shit show to
Oh,
deal
yes,
with.
yes, yeah.
Oh, fucking kid. Have you been watching the Ultimate Fighter?
Of course.
I
Kidding me?
have not seen
You have
one
not?
episode yet. Dude, I've
Oh.
been fucking busy. People have been acting like fucking morons.
Okay, I
so-
guess the one other thing I've been doing besides drinking is watching TV.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
That's
and
an
keeping
Ameri-
up on all of my MMA related things, which sometimes I literally have sacrificed a lot of sleep to do. I remember one night getting back from I think it was Saturday, long night of drink. It was Vince's birthday party, so we went out for that. And when I got back,
Okay.
watched the entire UFC and Bellator.
Nice.
Yeah, good events.
Were they?
Yeah,
didn't
give me
get a chance
Josh
to
Barnett
check.
took on Roy Nelson.
Yeah, I did look at the results of that. He won, didn't he?
Oh yeah, Barnett. It was a good fight too. I mean, both of them pushed it for 5 rounds. I mean, they were going strong in the 5th, which, I mean, Barnett looked like in great shape for him, like the best shape I've ever seen him in.
Yeah, he did
Roy
look a lot
Nelson
thinner.
Looked in good shape too, like kind of the better shape he's been in. But I was surprised Nelson was still bringing it in the 5th round. I mean, he had taken some bombs.
Huh.
Although one thing I did see, Barnett's takedown defense was not great. Because, I mean, Nelson doesn't generally get very many takedowns on
Right.
good wrestlers. And he got quite a few on Barnett. And Barnett went for a guillotine a couple of times, it looked like. But, I mean, when I think
was
about
a
fighting someone
little-
like Cain Velasquez or something, I don't see him stopping those takedowns.
Yeah,
But then we should already know that from his Cormier fight, but still.
exactly. And then
Oh.
Cormier's against Gustafsson.
Yes. How do you think that's going to go?
Man, Gustafsson's just tall and lanky, and
But
I
his
think,
takedown defense is real. Don't forget, when he took on John Jones, I think, was 1 for 14 against him.
yeah,
I mean, no one's ever stopped takedowns against John Jones like that.
Yeah.
Even Cormier didn't stop takedowns against John Jones like that. So, I mean, assuming he can keep that up, but, I mean, Cormier's takedowns are very different from John Jones's takedowns. I mean,
they are.
he likes to use the hip throws and the trips. It's a little bit harder to do, I think, against a taller guy, guy that's as tall as you. Whereas,
Yeah.
for a Cormier, I mean, his center of gravity is going to be so low, he's going to be shooting all those double legs. So it'll be interesting to see if he can stop that.
I gotta go with Gustafsson on it.
I'm going Cormier. I just don't think he's going to be able to stop those takedowns.
And you may be very right. It's just
And I don't think he's going to be embarrassed on his feet either. Cormier's good stand-up.
He definitely has good stand-up, and I'm not discounting any of Cormier's skills or anything like that. And I do believe he has the skills to beat him, because then it really wouldn't be much contest or interest to watch. But sometimes you just get a gut feeling. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
really not much to base it on, just other than really just a feeling.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get like these guys, and it's just. I just one of those things, like, I just can't see it. Like, I just can't see Cormier pulling it off. I just feel like it's going to be a W for Gustafsson.
Honestly, I hope so. I like Gustafsson. I want to see him as champ. Although when he gets back, who he's going to be fighting now, right?
Who?
John Jones. His plea deal came through today.
Oh, it did go through.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
no jail time. It's just community service and probation and that bullshit. For his what is this, like his fifth offense doing something
Right.
stupid.
Somehow
And
he's
I mean, well,
managed.
it's not like he crashed his own car, which they have documents of, into someone else who saw him do it. And there were a bunch of witnesses that witnessed this whole thing, and they found drugs in his car or anything. I mean,
Right.
maybe if all of that happened, he'd get some sort of punishment. God, I hate the world.
Man.
But then again, people should know I don't like John Jones.
Yeah, he doesn't have a really. I mean, he's got some fans, but
He's
most
got a lot of
people-
fans, and that's the sad
Most
part.
people don't. I don't know. I
Well,
still
no,
feel a lot of people really don't like him.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like Mayweather either. But
Right.
come on.
He's a draw. Mayweather's
Yeah.
a draw. But I think Mayweather's also like a crazy fucking. Well, I guess Jones is too a little bit like a crazy
Not
like.
to
Like, what are
Mayweather's
we gonna
extent, but
see
yeah.
here? Like, what kind of crazy horse shit is gonna come out?
Well, all Mayweather's crazy horse shit comes out before fights because God knows it's not gonna happen during.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
I guess
He likes to promote all that shit.
Oh
too.
yeah, yes. I know it's like the world's best advertisement for a really shitty movie.
Well, like what did one day he was like being interviewed like while he was getting a massage from some chick.
Yeah. I remember I went and watched his last fight. I would never have paid for it, so I went over to a friend's house and watched it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, when it's over, I'm like, yeah, that's about it. Like, it's funny. Everyone else is getting all upset. Like, man, this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is. And I'm
Yeah,
like, this
what
played
did you
out
think it was gonna be?
exactly like
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be. Freaking Mayweather, being Mayweather throughout a fight.
Yeah.
And Pacquiao just not being fast enough, strong enough, big enough to do anything about it.
Yeah, it was just
And winning a pretty lackluster decision. I mean, I enjoyed the fight well enough, but it definitely wasn't exciting.
Yeah, it was a good fight, but it
Yeah.
wasn't edge of
Very
your
technical.
seat kind of.
No,
kind of a
nothing
situation.
like that.
It was
Even
made.
compared to other Mayweather fights, it was
Right.
not even exciting compared. I mean, usually someone in like one of the rounds will land a big shot, or there'll be, a little contention, maybe going about first half of the fight or something like, hey, maybe this guy will be able to pull it off before
Right.
Mayweather wins the next 6 rounds.
It was made more exciting by the hype of it. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, it was all hype.
That's
There's
what
nothing
kept
else.
everybody even intrigued as the rounds kept
I mean,
going by.
honestly, when this fight got announced, I didn't even think anyone was going to care because that's one of those fights that was supposed to be really big, 5
Right.
years prior, 4 years
No.
prior, whatever. And then he lost a few fights, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
no one's going to give a shit.
the big
But now,
steam behind it really had kind of gone out the other way.
and yet it still set like every fucking boxing record there is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those things. It's like that just kind of goes for.
And it left everyone upset, but then when they do it again, which they will do it again.
Oh yeah, they'll all fall right back in line.
Oh, yep,
again.
yep. All those people are
Whoop,
bitching. We'll go and
whoop.
see it and then bitch about it again. Yeah, I have no remorse for that.
No, it's kind of goofy
Right.
shit. What,
Yes, but let's talk about some other MMA. Oh, okay. So you didn't see the fight. So you did not see Uriah Hall's fight against Gegard Mousasi.
yeah, I actually did see that.
Oh, you
I
did see
watched
that?
one.
Jumping, spinning back kick to
Yeah.
the face, followed by a flying knee. And don't get me wrong, I thought a little questionable of a stoppage. Not that early. Not anything I call a bad stoppage. I would have.
Yeah, I
personally
didn't.
liked
I
to have
didn't
seen
think it
go
was
a little
bad.
bit
But
longer.
I
think
could
it could've-
definitely see it. I
Yeah.
could see where it would be called. So I'm
Oh yeah, me
not
too.
upset
Yeah,
about
that's why I don't
anything.
think it's a bad stoppage. I would have liked to have seen the fight go on a little bit longer because I think Masasi was still fighting.
Right.
But I mean, after those hits, I understand why they would stop it.
What do you think happened? Oh, go ahead. I'll get that part later. About Uriah
Oh yeah, but I mean,
Hall.
first round, just Masasi dominating like you thought he would. Although I thought he was going to spend a little more time on his feet, but man, he went right to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And to Uriah, I mean, Uriah was able to defend, but it seemed like he was just barely defending. Like he was always just an inch from out, pretty much. I mean, he had one of those rear naked chokes, and I thought the fight was over. I mean, he had it under the chin and everything.
Yeah, it was tight.
Yeah. Uriah, to his credit, though, fought his way out of it. But it's one of those things that, you just know that, like, there's clearly a difference in ability on the ground.
Oh yeah.
And I think there's even a difference in ability overall on the feet. But, man, that explosiveness of Uriah Hall, I mean, good goddamn.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that you can never really sleep on him. He was on Chael Sonnen one season of The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, I was not
And,
even trying to remember numbers. It does not matter.
He was a fucking killer. People were scared. People were like actually
Oh,
scared to go
God,
against
he had
him.
the craziest knockouts on that show. I mean, one of them was just like this punch. I didn't even see. I thought it was like some sort of phantom punch until he played it again for like a different angle. It was like this tiny little
The movie
punch, and
Snake Eyes.
you see the guy just fall asleep. Another guy he knocked out with that spinning back kick, which was just nutty.
Yeah, you can't be excited to fight somebody when you just keep watching people
Yeah.
get viciously
But
knocked out every
then
time.
after getting into UFC, I mean,
That's
he
what my
drops.
point was.
Yeah.
What happened? Why did everything go so wrong?
I don't think he could handle the pressure, to be honest. And also, it's like anything else. People start kind of learning, like, oh, here's where he's dangerous. Here's where he's dangerous.
You think
'Cause, I
that's
mean,
it? They just kind of start to
yeah,
pinpoint.
because even
and
like
say,
some of his wins, they weren't always the most. It's like one of those things that would be like boring for 80% of it, and then
Yeah.
like around the time of the finish, maybe a couple other small segments, very exciting. But other than that, a lot of moving around, a lot of tap tap tap.
Right. Yeah, that took a lot of the wind out. I think a lot of the
And it makes
fans
me-
got disappointed when
And
they're like,
honestly, I think a lot of
he's not-"
people, at least me, got really disappointed with his general personality. Like, he's super bitchy.
Yeah, he's a
He
whiner.
complains a lot. And they keep trying to play up this nice guy angle, which I never thought of him as a nice guy on the show.
No,
He
I didn't
seemed
either. But
like
they kept
a
saying.
complete dirtbag, to be honest.
Even Dana White was like, he's just too nice. He's not a fighter. I'm like, I don't know. He kind of seems not really so much nice as like a soft-spoken asshole.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what-
I mean, there's one scene in there where they're all kind of cracking jokes at each other, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Uriah Hall starts insulting this guy's girlfriend. Like, your girlfriend's a bitch. Like, wait, what?
Wait, what the hell are you talking about? Were you standing there the whole time? And that's why Mayhem Miller went crazy on him.
Oh, God,
what event was? I can't even remember what event that was at, but yeah, Miller went fucking bonkers. Was he like calling him the N word or something? Or
Uriah
something
Hall?
Yeah.
Good God, I hope not.
No, I'm trying to think.
I'm not remembering it.
Oh, I hope
Don't
I'm
forget,
not talking some crazy shit right now. But
Google it, man. You got a computer right there.
yeah, let me go on Google and figure this out. Mayhem Miller. Something happened to him recently?
Probably in jail. I don't know. Maybe he got raped to death. Who knows?
Uriah Hall. Yeah, that's right here. Maybe. Yeah, that was it. Okay, that's where he comes up to him. I'm looking on YouTube here. It looks like he's at some kind of a party or something like that.
Yeah.
And
He's called him the N-word a bunch of times.
I don't want to say that for sure. I thought that's what it had something to do with.
Well, let's just say it. Fuck it. There's no legal liability to, saying things that aren't true about another person.
Let's see. Come on, internet. Yeah, I can't remember. Like, I saw him. There was like an article about him, and I want to say it was like he was getting off of something. Like he was not being charged with something for once.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So this is what happened. This is what's on BleacherReport.com.
Always a great source for information.
Exactly. The woman believed to be Miller's ex-girlfriend, the former MMA star, allegedly assaulted in the past, blah, blah, blah. After watching the situation escalate from afar, Hall made the decision to step away. Good Samaritan act would ultimately come back, who became a recipient of Miller's rage. Without warning, Miller began throwing up inappropriate hand gestures and yelling racial slurs, prompting Hall to throw a punch at him. Brief scuffle was broken up by security. Both men were escorted away from the event. So, yeah, Uriah Hall, Mayhem Miller. Sounds like, anytime you get dealing with Mayhem Miller,
It's never gonna be good.
you really don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Apparently, Mayhem Miller got arrested after a brawl with officers on March, back in March.
Okay.
March 9th.
Yeah, he's one of these guys that just, maybe he's got some mental problems
He's
or
definitely
something.
got some mental problems.
You know what? He was found naked in a church, covered in that fucking foam from a fire extinguisher after going crazy in a church by himself.
That makes perfect
And then wasn't he
sense.
like in a standoff outside, like in his house, like with his girlfriend or some craziness where they had to? I don't know. It's like one thing after another with this guy, but.
Ugh.
What kind of like upset me more? Because I'm not gonna lie, I was a Mayhem Miller fan.
Yes.
I,
So you
s-
were a mayhem monkey.
I still kind of am a Mayhem Miller fan. But you know what kind of like makes me think right now? Like all those guys from Bully Beatdown who he fucking tried to set straight.
Yeah.
They're probably all fucking.
Oh no, no. How is beating someone up on live television going to set them straight? Oh, now that I've been on MTV, I realize I really shouldn't have been a dick my entire
I guess
fucking
not
life to
set them
this point.
straight, but kind of
Put them in their place.
put them in their place, throw something in their face for a bit. But now they end up kind of having the last laugh. They're kind of like, well, this fucking Mayhem guy. Look what happened to his ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of takes away the sting of it. Now he doesn't have the last laugh anymore. They do. So, Mayhem Miller, get your shit together. You don't want these bullies fucking running off, having the last laugh. Ridiculous.
I guess Mayhem Miller did some interview on Real Sports recently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. His birthday's December 24th. I don't know why I think that's important to know, but it is.
It's very important now.
That's almost Christmas.
Yeah, that's very close.
Thank you.
Maybe he is the second coming.
Are we announcing here right now? Mayhem Miller's Jesus Christ Reborn?
Yeah, I think we are. I think we just did
All
do
right,
that.
Good. Now explain all the water everywhere. You may not know this, but Tim has just gone into a seizure. Now he's in a fugue state and speaking
I'm running
in tongues.
away. Help, where am I? Who am I? Get me the fuck out of here. What is this, a microphone or a black dick?
Well, it's ejaculating, so figure it out.
All right. So what else you got going on? Anything coming up this week? I saw some cool pictures of Jaren had
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
the
new,
Corvette.
Corvette
He's had it for the
Stingray.
week.
That's kind of cool, though.
Oh, yeah. I guess through his job, they're able to, like, rent a car for a week every quarter or something like that, every half a year or something like that. And so he waited until he could get
Nice.
the Corvette Stingray, and it was so nice.
Yeah, I noticed everyone started posting it as pictures of them driving it. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah. You know what's weird? It's because it was there. I could have driven it. I was like, I'll do it later. And when later came around, I'm like, oh, I'm too fucking tired.
I'm way too tired for this shit.
Well, it's because the first time because he was supposed to call me and Nitin when he got it. He didn't do that. Well, I ended up bringing it up in a joke, and he's like, and then Steve's like, oh, I just drove that earlier today. And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't think you had this yet. And so I told, so then I think Nitin got to drive it eventually because, you know, he was more on top of that stuff than me and isn't always fucking tired. So.
Right. How is your sleep, Ben? You been getting sleep?
Some. I mean, it's hit and miss. Mostly miss.
Mostly miss.
But I mean, technically sleeping, just not enough.
That's good.
Yeah. So better than it was.
Better than it was.
Worse than I wish it was.
Yeah, I mean.
Although in reality, my best sleep was probably when I was in Florida.
Yeah. Now, why do you think that? For people that don't know, Mike, you got insomnia, right?
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people got insomnia, but
It used to be really bad. Now it's kind of mediocre.
how do you deal with it? Because there's probably some people who are like, "What the fuck am I gonna do?" And you may still be one of those people.
It depends on the day. I mean, I got pills I take to get to sleep, but then, you know, it's like a couple Sunday night. I'm just sitting there and just laying in bed waiting to fall asleep, and the hours tick by, and you're like, oh, I got to be up for work in like 3 hours. So I'm like, should I take a second dose of pills? Should I just try to go to sleep? Should I just say fuck it and get up and not go with any sleep, which I've done several times for work.
Yeah.
And it's never pleasant.
Why do you think you got better sleep in Florida?
I don't know. Maybe just change the location. I don't know. I mean, my job really had very little pressure to it, so there was like no anxiety.
That's probably
Yeah.
Definitely a helpful thing. Do you think anxiety is a lot of the reason?
Oh, I'm sure it's part of the reason. I'm not sure exactly how much. I mean, I've always had anxiety. I haven't always had insomnia.
Yeah, me too. I've always had the anxiety.
Yeah, I'm well aware of your anxiety issues.
What
I
are
always
you
thought
gonna
that your
do?
anxiety was a little more, I'd say more severe than mine. At least it came out in, I think, more interesting ways.
Yeah, mine was always like my anxiety was like more like health related. Yeah, I always thought I was a total hypochondriac.
Yeah,
That's
I
me to a
remember.
T.
Ugh.
Absolutely. And
I
that just
used to be a huge hypochondriac. Now things are just failing on me. So it's not even
just
hypochondria. I'm just
become a
dying.
medical disaster. So at this point, we're just waiting for the death's sweet embrace
Yes.
to take us home.
Thank you.
But yeah, you know what? And then you know what? Mine's gotten a lot less lately. Like a lot less.
That's good.
You know, and I think it's just is you get these done. You know, I've had the fucking reflux thing, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, we gotta send you in for this test." You know, and you start thinking all the worst things. And then you get on
Oh, yeah.
Google, you get on WebMD, you look
You
all
get
this
on.
crazy.
I refuse to do that stuff just for the reasons.
I do it. I
Yeah.
can't help it. I fucking
I,
see it, and
I
it like calls me in.
Why? Because the answer is always the same, and it's cancer.
It's always cancer.
I don't care if I got a runny nose. It's cancer.
Right, it's nasal cancer, or you got a shitty ass. It's rectal cancer. WebMD does point
Can't
everything
stop
to
pooping
cancer.
blood. Ugh.
Yeah, and that's the
Always the same thing.
You really got to stay off the WebMD, and it's so hard for me because I want to go on and I want to check like one little thing, like just give me one little answer, give me something. It's like an ad.
Why
It's
won't
like
this
a total
paper cut
addiction.
heal? Oh, I have AIDS. Damn it.
But yeah, you know what? I have stayed off the WebMD, so maybe that's why
I'm sure
that's
it
why
helps.
it's coming back down.
And
But it's one of those
And
just
I
a
think once you
weird
just get
fucking
used to
thing.
what you're doing in your life, etc., there's just less anxiety about everything. You know what's going to
True.
happen the next day. You're not too freaked out about what's ever going down with various aspects of your life.
That's
Everything's
true.
just good for the moment.
Yeah, I agree. It's we have a phone call coming in. It's
Ooh.
James Lee,
All right, celebrity guest.
celebrity guest. James, we're on the podcast. Everything's live. I can call you back later if you want. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're on.
And everybody else.
Everything is all hooked up, so you're actually live streaming right now.
On the YouTubes.
So I can give you a call back later on. Yeah, I'll give you a call back. All right, bye.
Now there's someone you need on the show.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him to do it. Actually, this week or next week I already talked. Cody.
Cody Stammen?
Yeah, he's gonna be on the show.
Nice.
So
That'll be badass.
it'll be a good show because he's got a fight coming up, I believe. Ooh, I'm gonna have to fucking look this up because I don't want to fuck it
It's
up.
not that UFC fight I've heard so much about exclusively from you.
Exclusively for me and MTV. No, this one is in Indiana. He needs to be in the UFC. I think he's got the skills,
I've seen him fight once or twice now. Was it twice now? Yes. And he looked killer both times.
Amazing.
He ran through his opponents. I mean, it was so one-sided.
And the ones that he was in All Out Wars with oh man, what was the one I saw? It was with this guy Ruben, also an amazing competitor.
Yeah. I think I was there with you in that one.
Yeah,
Was
he
it
might
in
have been.
Taylor? In what was essentially a school gymnasium?
No, that wasn't that one. This was
Was that an all-out war?
no, that was. You know what? We saw that one was in? Oh God, I don't even
I went
remember.
to
I want
two
to
of
say
them with you.
Jackson. This one I think I went by myself.
Okay.
Because everybody was out of town.
Because I've been to two with you. One of them was inside of like a Marriott event room.
Yeah, that was the one.
Chandeliers over
Yeah,
there.
that was the one in Jackson.
Oh, that was the one?
I think, yeah, Jackson. I want to say because it was kind of far out there. It took us like a good hour to get out there.
Yeah, we drove out there, and if you remember, during the event, I had UFC streaming to my phone through UFC Fight Pass. And we're watching that
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of these promoters, for some reason, like to put them on at the same time as big fights, and
it's Saturday. I mean, and
there's a lot of fights on nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, it's every other weekend.
Okay, I
It's
got
hard
it.
to avoid.
I got it here. It is the I think it's the Michigan Fight League, or I don't know, maybe it's misprinted on here, but Michiana Fight League 39. It might be Michigan Fight League. And then it's at the Century Center. It's October 24th, 2015 at 120 South St. Joseph Street, South Bend, Indiana 46601. Looks like they got VIP tickets $75 all the way down to general admission at $30. October 24th, which I will actually be in Vegas on October 24th, so I won't be able to make it. But and then I think there's Donnie was saying the fish store's got a thing on October 24th to a fish.
Fish extravaganza.
Basically, it's what the hell do you call it? An
Fishapalooza?
auction, a fish auction.
Ooh.
I've never been to a fish auction. I was
I
actually
don't think
really
anyone's
looking
ever
forward.
been to a fish auction.
don't
I think
know,
this is probably
Mike.
the
It's
first time
pretty-
that's ever happened.
They're pretty popular. Donnie assures me that they're crazy popular. Well, there's like a lot of fish clubs in the
Oh,
area.
that is
and
like the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life.
it is an amazing thing. You need to get into the fish store
Clearly,
and take a look around.
clearly, because when people look at me, they think you know what would make this guy cooler if he owned a lot of fish.
If you own a lot of fish.
Yes.
Dude, it's kind of an addicting hobby, I'm not going to
Is
lie.
it?
Dude, I got the fish tank downstairs, and it
It seems like a lot of work for something you're just staring at.
It's a
And like,
lot
hey,
of work.
look, there are fish. Well, now what can I do with my day?
But if you get cool-looking fish, then...
You know what I'm most ever liked about fish? Because my sister used to have a bunch of them. Is naming them. I'd name them, and that'd be the last time I ever fucking saw them till they died.
Oh, you're not a fish fan, clearly.
Clearly.
But
God, what animals do I like? Let's see.
you were going to be a vet for a long
Oh,
time.
yeah. And I realized how much I hated animals.
That would certainly
Yes.
disqualify you from being a
Well,
vet.
I know. I like other people's animals.
Yeah.
I just don't ever want to own an animal again. I hate cats so much, but not as much as I hate birds. I'm okay with dogs, but I don't want to own one. They're super dirty. They poop everywhere. They make a lot of noise.
My
Gotta
thing.
keep feeding them. They're gonna die. Ugh.
I'm not a big fan of things that require a lot of upkeep and
Yes,
things that
yes. I
will
wanna own a
destroy the
cactus.
house.
That's it.
You know, you gotta be cleaning every 5 minutes. There's fur everywhere and hair and all this.
Exactly.
It
That's
drives
why,
me a little crazy.
specifically, actually, I'm soon gonna be moving out with Nitin finally.
That's cool.
Yeah, and one of the nice things is he also hates animals.
Well, there you go. You guys
So,
will not
yeah.
have a speck of dander in the
Exactly.
entire fucking house.
I wish you could have come and seen my apartment in Florida. It was immaculate, mostly because I didn't own anything.
Well,
It was the biggest apartment you'd see with
shell
with
of
a
an
chair.
apartment.
It's like this giant, beautiful living room with vaulted ceilings, this balcony outside, palm trees everywhere. I mean, nicest apartment I've ever personally been in. And there's just like there is the cheapest Walmart stand with a TV on it and a computer chair sitting in the middle of the
You
living
should have
room.
just had a table with a rotary dial phone sitting on top of it.
That's all I ever wanted, and you know it. With one swinging light.
Yeah, you could definitely. The
Mhm.
swinging light definitely adds a lot to it. But you were about to be a vet, and you had to do some internships. You got to tell people that fucking story about
Oh
this
my
old
God,
guy,
okay.
because that's some funny shit.
All right, I've been looking for an internship for a while. I thought with my zoology degree, this will be easy. I knew people that were working in vets clinics when they were in high school. This won't be anything. And also, I'm offering my services for free. Who doesn't want free work? Turns out, vets. At least the ones I talk to.
Wait, you're here to help us out? No, fuck you. Get the hell out of here. We don't need your help.
But I was also applying for actual jobs as well. So I applied to this one place, and I go in for an interview. It was something I had to send it to a P.O. box. Didn't even list what the vet clinic was. Just vet assistant look,
Send a response to P.O. Box.
Yes, that was it. It was like the
That's a
tiniest
little
little ad in the
fishy.
newspaper.
They might have had some kind of coercion with the Chinese
I
restaurant or
assumed
something.
I was going to die because the place that I went to was like, you had to drive down. It's in the middle of Westland. You got to drive down like a dirt road to get to it pretty much. I'm like, I didn't even realize this road existed. And I drove past it every day we went to the gym
Oh,
pretty much.
Billy Goat Buttfuckers Vet Club. Yeah.
Yep,
that's,
that is the
he's
place.
He's a strange
I
cat.
probably should have seen this coming, with all the butt fucking and the billy goats, but I did not. I guess I could be what you call naive about these things. So, anyways, I go in, I interview. The guy's he's like 150 years old. Liver spots everywhere, real crotchety, just a skinny old guy. And he's interviewing me, and it's like the oddest interview ever. He spends half the time calling me fat. Tell me I should really start losing weight. I'm like, okay.
How did he say it? What
He goes, well, first he asked me if I worked out. Then when I told him I did, he didn't believe me, and he said I was a large guy and needed to. He started making like you're pretty round. You need to.
what a fucking ass.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm trying to be polite because I want a job from this guy.
Right.
Then I start telling him about wanting to be a vet, and he starts telling me like, oh, you should probably just don't worry about going to MSU or anywhere in the States. Just go to Caribbean. It costs a little bit more, but they'll accept anybody. Like,
Wow,
okay.
really?
Then he suggested I become a truck driver because it pays really well. You could spend all day just driving a truck. You'll make really good money, and you don't gotta go to school for it. I'm like, thanks. All right. So at the end of the day, though, he gives me the job, but he has me sign this paper saying I gotta essentially volunteer for 2 days to see if I can handle the job. I got no
Yeah.
problem with this. I was planning on volunteering the entire time.
Yeah.
So,
Joke's on him,
yeah.
fucko.
I don't mind having you pay me for this. All right. So, anyways, I work for him at a. He owns several different places that he goes between. It's kind of
Several
like by
vet
appointment.
clinics.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he owns half a dozen.
Jesus
But
Christ.
he does it with like 2 other vets, and they go between them, each one of them.
Okay.
He mostly goes between these 3 that are near where I live. So I'm
Okay.
like, okay, that's no big deal. Also, another one he goes to, it's like out in Detroit, but I didn't have to go with him to that one because I wasn't being paid at the moment. But I believe that's the one I was supposed to work at.
Okay.
So, anyways, he has me kind of going around learning the ropes at these 3 places. I work for the 2 days, and then after 2 days are up, at the end of the second day, he tells me like, "Yeah, sorry, the one that was going to leave has decided not to, so we don't have a job opening. But here's what I'll do for you: I will allow you to intern with us until you get your hours in." And I was like, "All right, fuck it." I was
At
looking
that
for an
point,
internship.
you're just like, fucking, let's just get
Yeah,
this
I mean
fucking over with
that's
here.
all I was looking for in the first place. I mean,
Right.
I didn't mind putting in the time. I had some. Pretty much all I had to worry about was gas payments at the
Right.
time, so it wasn't that big of a deal, and it was
The
gas
good
was
old
still
days
pretty
when
cheap.
you just
So
$20 got you a full fucking tank.
not
It was
even $14 got me a full
Oh, my
fucking tank.
God.
Yeah, and
That's
that was on
right.
like E.
My grandma would give me $20 to cut her lawn. I could fill up my tank, and I still had money left over.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, the buck something a gallon.
yep,
That was nice. Thank you, early 2000s
yep,
to mid 2000s. It was actually for quite a while.
right.
Um,
I remember when it started going crazy. I remember being up at MSU and seeing it. I think we went home one time. It was like 2 something. I was like, fucking shit's going up. Shit's going up, bro.
yep.
So
All right, yeah. So, anyways, I get the job. I start working for him. Blah blah blah. I do that for a few months. But it's about a month prior to when I was supposed to kind of complete this whole thing, and he gets really sick. And so they're like, okay, don't come in today. He's sick. And it was like, oh, don't come in for the next couple days. He's sick. They told me like, oh, he's in the hospital. I'm like, oh, okay. Like we don't know exactly when he's gonna be back, but he'll be back eventually. Then you can start doing that again. I go, oh, okay. Well, time goes on and goes on, and I need to apply to vet school. So I have to ask him like, hey, can you get him to fill this out so that I can apply to vet school, saying that I've interned with him for so many hours, which I believe I'd fulfilled the hours for. It was pretty close.
I remember that summer,
Yeah.
and you were working a lot over there.
Yeah, and even if I didn't, it was all for free. So I mean, most people probably wouldn't be dicks about counting the exact
Yeah,
number of
they'd
hours.
say here's what
I mean, it was like 2.5 months I did it for, so I really didn't think it was a big deal. So, anyways, like, hey, can you get him to fill this out? Of course, MSU being assholes, you can only do it online. You have to create an account on this website and blah 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 and blah blah blah. You can't do paper or anything. So I'm like, okay. So trying to get a 90-year-old man to do some computer stuff when he's sick in bed, not easy.
no.
So I call to do it. It's like, oh, he'll get back to you. Oh, he'll get back to you. Oh, he'll get back to you. Blah blah blah. And so I'm like, hey guys, it's getting kind of late. I really need him to. Yeah, he said he doesn't feel comfortable doing that. He doesn't feel like he knows you well enough to actually recommend you. And that's when I
Jesus
fucking lost it on him.
fucking Christ.
Yep. I started yelling at them. I pretty much started threatening them.
Fucking
I'm like,
wasted my old goddamn summer
yeah,
over here.
I'm like, I can't even put you down as a fucking recommendation. I mean, of like for another job, because I never officially had the title of vet assistant there. I was an
Yeah.
intern. I kind of went between them. I did whatever they wanted. I was vet
And
assist.
he even said to get your hours. In order to get
Yes.
your hours.
That was the only reason I was doing this, was for my hours. But he just didn't feel like filling it out. So anyways, after complaining enough, he did fill it out. The only thing is you can't actually see what they fill out. That's how the thing's set up.
God only knows what that
Yeah.
crazy fuck put on yours.
So I send it in, and I don't get in. But
naturally.
this was kind of my fault. I only applied to the one school, I really should have applied to some more, but it costs money for every application you send in,
Yeah, it's not
and I
cheap.
didn't, have the cash for it. Wasn't like I had a paying job at that time. So,
Right, he made you work for free.
yeah, so I'm like, all right, no big deal. I was, they even warned us there's a high probability of not getting it first try. They said
Right.
they suggest taking a little more school, try to get your GPA up a little bit.
Which you
If it's,
did. Yeah, I
yep,
remember you
yep,
took
yep.
some good
Yep, I went
classes and
back. I took some more courses. Actually, instead of living there, I drove there. I got it all in 2 days a week. Aced both the classes. Really good classes too. I think I took like zoogeography and oceanography, and I
yeah.
loved oceanography. Was my favorite class I took an entire time at state. I loved it. I don't remember a thing from it anymore, but all I remember is that I loved it. And I mean, it was an actual science class. It wasn't like we were just sitting around jerking each other off or anything. I mean, it was
Oh, that would have been a science class too,
that
but of a
would have
different
been
nature.
great. Yes, I don't know. I had multiple anatomy classes. None of them went like that. At least not for me. Well, anyways, we ended up. So I didn't get in, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Took some different courses, got my GPA up a little bit more. Set to apply the next year, and so I'm kind of being just a lazy ass, dicking around. And I'm like, I'm gonna be going up to state soon, so I don't even feel like even get a job or anything.
Right.
And I was like, okay, well, you can start applying in like freaking June, and you have until like October or like the beginning of October to finish sending everything in.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh, I'll put it. It doesn't matter. It's because I spent all this time filling out because you had to fill out so much shit on this website. But the cool thing was, it's all nice and organized now. Since everything's filled out, all your classes, all you gotta do is click what schools you want to send it to,
And
and it's the
boom.
entire application. Bam, done.
Perfect.
And I'm like, okay, probably should have been smart. Probably should have volunteered again and got another recommendation, stuff like that. Didn't do any of that because I'm a fucking asshole.
It's okay.
And yeah, so I wait till, of course, me. I don't know if you know this about me. I like to procrastinate just a little bit.
Oh, it's one of my
Yep.
favorite things.
I know it's so good. It's so much better than doing things in a timely manner.
Absolutely. Why do today what you can put off till tomorrow is my
Exactly.
motto.
Uh, and so I put it off until like September, and I go to apply, and I'm like, why can't they find my account on this website? And why does this website look different? Turns out that year they had decided to finally overhaul the website, and in doing so, deleted all the old accounts that had been logged into in the last few
Jesus
months.
Christ.
So since I hadn't logged into it since the last time I applied in October last year, mine had been a few months unused, so it got deleted, along with everything I filled out, and of course my recommendation. So what's the first thing I do? I'm like, okay, I got to get that recommendation first. So
Yeah.
I start calling around trying to find this guy. He's dead.
Of course he is.
So I
Of
asked.
course he is.
I never met any of the other vets, and I can't remember the name of a single other fucking person I kind of worked with because I went between so many places. I was doing so
Yeah,
many
you were
random
on
ass
like a
things.
rotation of
Yeah,
multiple
and
clinics.
I would see those people for a little bit here and there, but usually what I was doing would have me in separate rooms. I didn't have a whole lot of interaction with them. They were always kind of had their own stuff that they were doing. I was doing my thing, and I spent most of my time with the vet. And now he's dead. And I mean, people. I mean, I think some of them kind of remembered me, but no one was going to write a recommendation for me,
Well,
especially
they
not
are
a
way too
veterinarian.
fucking lazy.
Yeah, and they don't have to. So why would they?
Right.
I mean, they don't want to put their name behind someone that they've never even met,
Right.
which makes sense to me. I wouldn't want to either.
Even after the story, though, even after, look, guys, I was here. I worked all these fucking hours. He's in the grave.
He
How
filled it out once. I mean, he did do it, and I assume they would have known that, but they said there was nothing they could do, blah, blah, blah. They never
they just
worked with
didn't
me.
want to do it.
Yeah,
They
pretty
just
much.
didn't want to fucking do it. Fucking
But,
jack-offs.
whatever. So I called MSU. It's like, hey, is there any way to get this? Like, oh, no, sorry, we don't have a physical copy of it. I'm like, of course you don't. 'Cause
Yeah,
they don't
why
allow
would they?
physical copies.
Right, because that's just crazy.
Yeah.
They got fucking basements full of paper, but they don't want to make a fucking
No,
copy.
no. Of course not. Yeah. I mean, maybe I could have done more, called up whoever redid the website. Maybe they have backlog. I don't fucking know.
But that would've
Either
been
way,
so
at that point, I just
rare.
gave the fuck up.
Well,
And
at that
I'm like,
point,
okay,
everything's
I can't,
against you.
Yeah.
From the point one, clearly, the universe was saying you should not be a
Clearly.
veterinarian, sir.
Uh, yes, that's definitely that's how I chose to look at it. But I'm very defeatist, as you may know. It does not take a lot to discourage me. I give up very quickly.
You know what? No, a lot of people would have done the same. A lot of people would have given up when this guy told them to, become a fucking truck driver.
You wouldn't have. You are a go-getter.
I am a
You would have
go-getter,
kept going after it till the end.
but he might have poisoned me with the truck driver speech at that young of an age. I really wanted quick, easy money, and
I was 23. I mean, I wasn't that fucking young. It was like I was 12.
I don't know. I was still kind of fucking gullible. I might have
Oh,
tried
I'm
his.
still gullible as shit.
I
but
might have
still.
tried his truck driver schooling out. I mean, you know what though? Maybe he didn't want you to be a truck driver. Maybe he just wanted you to say that you wanted to be a truck driver, and then he would have pulled out his shifter knob that you had to practice
And
on.
he would tell me I can't drive 55.
Exactly, it would have been his penis.
Porn
So
reference.
that
All right.
could have been something that was in the back of his head. Those old
Oh,
guys can be
clearly.
some dirty fucking
They're all
bastards
perverts,
sometimes.
every single one of them. See an old
You
man,
gotta
he's
be
a pervert.
careful.
There's no if. 100%.
Yeah, you gotta be
Yeah.
careful.
Well, anyway, so after that, I very quickly gave up on my lifelong dream of being a vet, like almost instantly.
And
it
maybe
was
that's
weird.
that's what sullied you for the liking of animals. The whole
Maybe it
the
did. Or
whole experience really brought the roof down. The world may never know
no,
what would have happened.
no. But honestly, I'm not sure I would have liked that. I mean, vets do a lot of weird things, and I don't like poop. So I mean,
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
yep.
you know,
That's a big. Whole place always smells like animal shit.
shit.
24/7.
Piss everywhere.
Yep.
What are you gonna?
Oddly enough, did not mind euthanizing animals.
That was the one thing he fucking loved.
I
to
won't
do.
say I loved it. I'm just saying it didn't bother me. And they made me do it.
It was like they wanted you to do it. They wanted to see the look on your face as you were doing it.
Also, I had to drag dogs in like giant bags and throw them into a freezer because that's what they do after they put them down. They throw them into a freezer and they wait in that freezer until someone comes to pick them up.
Jesus Christ.
So they got like a service that comes by and they're all just like in big burlap sacks.
Ooh.
I remember me and
Take
this
'em to the
woman
dog
just.
freezer.
It's like this giant dog and we're just dragging it because we can't
God.
lift it. And we're just dragging it there, and then we just kind of like give it like a throw up into the freezer. We just pick it up and launch it into the freezer.
Man, holy
Yeah,
Mary.
It was good. It was a good time, is what I'm saying.
That's a bunch of craziness going on over there.
Yep. Good time in old. Technically, that place was Redford.
Yeah,
Old
well,
Redford.
if only the mailing thing had gone through, we'd be
Yes,
sitting
if
pretty.
only the mailing scam got netted us more than $1. It's okay though. I mean, we only lost 99% of our investment.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't remember what that's a reference to. Is when we were in, I think, just out of high school,
Mm-hmm.
right before college, or
yeah.
somewhere probably in the early years of the college.
Yeah, I guess we could have been at Schoolcraft, but I think we were just got out of high school.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I used to read Entrepreneurship magazine.
Great publication.
And if anyone knows about Entrepreneurship magazine,
Great publication.
very good publication. Go to your local Barnes and Noble or whatever the fuck they're selling books nowadays. I haven't been in one in a while.
Nobody has. I'm pretty sure they're empty.
I think so.
I think we go in there. It's like the shell of a store, and it's just a drug front.
It's just a Kindle sitting there. Please order here.
Yes, a Kindle has Nook written on it in crayon.
But I used to read this thing, and in the back of this magazine, they used to have like all these crazy ads for more or less get-rich-quick schemes, scams, you name it. If you want to look for a good scam, look in the back of Entrepreneurship magazine. You will find at least 10 good scams.
Great scams.
They won't make you any money, but they'll teach you how to scam other people.
Greatly.
So I found this one, and it was it said something like "get rich mailing out envelopes" or something.
It was an envelope stuffing scheme.
It was exactly that. And despite my dad's many, many, many warnings about how all these things were just stupid-ass
That
schemes that
fool.
would not make any money,
Ugh.
well, this old fuck doesn't know what he's talking about.
Clearly.
I'm going to do it my way. I don't care what anybody
When
says.
we got the millions of dollars off our $100 investment.
When I'm sitting pretty, when I'm
He'll know what's
laying
up.
back on my yacht, he'll he'll respect me then, and he'll finally know that envelope stuffing schemes are in
That's where the
fact
real
the
money
way to
is,
go.
because it combines all the, the ease of mailing things out with the, complication of being a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it was like you know what it was really. So I order it, and I think it was like I don't know, maybe $50. I think it cost me. It
I
wasn't
think it was a
anything
little bit more than
crazy. It
that.
might have been
I think it was
more.
like 80 or something.
But they sent me for all the money I sent. They sent me an envelope, and in the envelope was a letter to me.
No, they sent mailing addresses too.
No, no, no. They didn't send me the mailing
They didn't?
addresses. No.
Oh.
They sent me an envelope with the chain letter of a list of 5 people on it and their addresses and an explanation of what this was. So you had to you had to call this company who sold, um, it was sold like mailing addresses of people who have ordered money making information within the past 90 days or something like that. And then you would call them and you'd say, "Hey, I'd like to order 100 addresses," and then they would send them to you. And you had to pay. I think I paid like $29 for that.
Okay. Maybe the first one was 50 then.
Yeah. So then they mailed me the addresses, sure as shit, and then I had to put uh, each person. I had to mail out the same letter that they sent me, with now my name on the top and Mike's name in the number 2 slot, and then we would mail all those out to all the people who requested money making information. And then those people would send us back, because part of the rules of the letter where you had to send each person on the list $1.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you got it, you would just move the names up off the list. I guess no one ever thought of, why the fuck would I keep anybody else's name on the list? I just put my own fucking name on all the list, or people that I knew, and get all the money. Well, apparently through the miracle of tree branching, one person sent it to one guy, he sends it to 5 guys, and he sends it to 5 guys. Well, then after a while, everybody sends you $1, and it's like 800,000 people have mailed you $1. And that was what I paid for. Come to think of it, the real people who were behind it were probably the people selling the mailing addresses. That was probably their fucking scam, because you had to buy the mailing addresses from them.
Honestly, I think it was someone who just knew of the mailing address place and thought, I wonder if I could make $50 selling their
Selling
phone
some
number.
stupid
selling
shit.
the number to a place that sells mailing addresses.
That could have been it too.
That seems even scummier somehow. That seems right up Entrepreneurship Magazine's alley.
And
In
then
their purview, if you would.
absolutely. What was that other one I did? I did a lot of them. I fell for every fucking scam they had in this
I
thing.
did not have the money to fall for all these scams.
Had he had the money,
Oh, I would have. There were so many scams I wanted to get in on with him that I just could not was not financially viable for me at the
I
moment.
just don't have the money to do these scams right now.
I'm like, oh man, I could have made so much money if only.
The funniest part of that is we actually we did get a letter.
We got one letter.
We got one letter back of the fucking 100 addresses or whatever we sent out, or maybe it was like 200. It was ridiculous.
It was a
Took
lot.
a whole
It took us a
fucking
while.
stack of mail
Yeah.
to the post office, but we did get one back, and someone sent us one crisp dollar bill,
Which we split.
which we split 50 cents each. It's only fair. For all that work, we did earn a little something.
I think we just brought some sunshine into a lot of lonely people's lives.
Absolutely, we did. And then that was that other one I did. I bought one, and it was like, it had something to do with placing like small ads in like newspapers or something.
Oh, I remembered that. I did not get involved in that one, sadly, but
Well, they sent me like this book, and I remember the guy, Chris Lamparello.
Oh, Chris
was the guy
Lamparello.
who sent us. He had like a nice little professional like book he made up too.
a
And
genius, a god among men.
yeah, I don't even remember anymore what the scam was, but I knew it had something to do with. it was like placing tiny ads in the classified section to make you money or some crazy bullshit. I don't remember how it worked, but he sent like this big book, and it was like how to do it. The only problem was it didn't say how to do it. Like the first half of the book was like about suicide survivors. Like it had nothing to do with anything the fuck I was trying to do, accomplish, or talk about. But yeah, it was like this guide
But
on.
Tim, did you commit suicide?
I didn't. So as a
And I
matter of
think
fact,
it was worth it.
he may have had a point there. That may have actually saved my life for all the fuck I know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Man knows what he's doing.
I just remember Chris Lamparello, and I remember I showed the book to you, and you're like, dude, that looks like the guy from Office Space, Ron Livingston. And it did. He was a guy looked like a dead ringer. It may have just been Ron Livingston's face pasted in the front of this like little book that this guy made up and was selling for like $80 or something. It was always like a how-to guy, and then I bought that one Carlton Sheets, fucking real estate millionaire, how to buy houses with no money down, no down
Ooh.
payment.
Well, of course, because the easiest way to make money is with no money.
Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
that's always what I've heard,
Yes.
and I still never understand. How do you buy the house? You don't need credit, you don't need money, you don't even need a friend who's rich. Like you basically can just what he used to say in the material, you have to come up with creative purchasing ideas. The problem is
What does that mean?
they never explained it. It was pages upon pages of coming up with what you need to do is create a creative situation.
Tim, how many times do we have to blow somebody to get their house?
Right. I'm sure a lot of hookers got started with that,
Mm-hmm.
with the old
Being
Carlton Sheets
creative.
down payment book.
You know, after a while, you're like 182 blowjobs in, and you're like, I'm not sure I want this house anymore.
Right. This new house has left a bad taste in my mouth already.
That's when you realize this guy's renting. But it's okay, though. Now he has herpes.
He does have
Yes.
herpes now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fell for a lot of these schemes. But
Oh, do you know what I really liked? Remember when you were working at Target, the boy band, Black Attack?
yeah,
That was always my favorite. And
yeah,
you know what the weird part was?
out of $100
I was
from that.
jealous they didn't ask me to participate because I had money at the time.
Yeah. Okay. We used to work with this guy. His name was Hugh, who worked in like electronics or the back room or something. But he claimed that he had, and maybe he did have a band for all I know, but he claimed that he had
Black
this
Attack.
band called Black Attack, and it was like three black dudes. They were doing like a.
That was 4. Is it
Maybe
3?
there was 4.
Oh, okay.
It could have been 4.
Well,
3
I
or
just
4.
assumed it was like every other boy band, then 4 usually.
Yeah, that's kind of like the magic number.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally you see 5s, and rarely you'll see a 3, but usually 4 seems to be a pretty solid number.
Yeah, but he came and he said that his manager.
What's his name again?
Jerome Allman.
Jerome
Don't ask how I remember all
Allman.
this crazy. This was way.
Tim has a very good memory.
But yeah, Jerome Allman, the president of Murder Cap Records, and I don't
Murder
even know if
Cap
that's even
Records.
actually a company anymore. Let me Google this real quick. I'm just curious to see if Murder Cap Records is actually a thing. My phone's being Murder Cap Records. Holy shit. No, I got Murder Capital Records. I don't think this is the same thing. Let me see if Jerome Almond. But Michael Jerome Almond apparently is on the sex offenders list in Decatur, Georgia. I don't know if that's the same Jerome Almond
I'm
that
going
I
to say
had
that
dealings
it is.
with. But
He seems like a Georgian sex offender to me.
well, what they did is they told me I had to sit down. I had to meet with the president of Murder Cap Records in order to become an investor in
naturally.
their band. And they were selling points on their record or something like that. So they gave me the number to call him, and I was like, okay, well, where am I going to meet this guy? You know, what office do I have to go to? He goes, for our investors, he'll come to you. But nothing makes you
Ooh.
feel more special than the president of Murder Cap Records is going to take time out of his day to come and meet with you. And where did he meet me at? Well, Hugh and I were working at Target at the
Mm-hmm.
time. And Jerome Allman came and had a meeting with us on a park bench in the parking lot outside of
Classy.
Target. and, and
This
he
reeks of legitimacy. Go
and,
on.
and he brings me this book, and it's like a book. It's like a 3-ring binder.
I remember it.
And the 3-ring binder was like stuffed with like a crappy black and white copy of like a band's picture, a picture of them
Here's what I love. All right, go on.
on like a kiosk billboard like at a mall in Windsor, Ontario.
I thought there was supposed to be like an actual billboard to them, like a picture of an actual billboard to them.
There was
It was just a
supposed to be.
kiosk
It was
billboard.
a kiosk at a mall. And I don't even know
Oh.
if that was legit. They may have just got a poster printed off and stuffed it in there themselves for all the fuck I know.
No, I'm sure it can't be expensive to put in the middle of Windsor to put a band's thing in a kiosk in a mall.
It probably wasn't all that expensive, but
Sometimes you gotta spend money to make money. And I think the $15 more than did its investment. Off of you and Hugh.
yeah, I mean, he had these crazy articles that didn't make sense. Like this was all part of like the investment prospectus, and it was like it had like articles about Led Zeppelin, like nothing
Well,
to do with
naturally,
anything.
when I think Black Attack, I think Led Zeppelin.
Right.
70s acid rock all the way.
And then it was like some article that someone wrote about Jerome Allman commuting back and forth to Canada from Detroit. Like it had no useful information about the group.
What do you mean?
It had
You got
nothing.
everything you need to know about Mr. Allman. He owns a car. He can get over the border. I mean, these are important things to know.
These are very important when you're talking about
He is
giving your
allowed
money
to
to
leave
somebody.
the
He's
country.
allowed to leave the. This man is legally allowed to leave the country. And he's not on probation or parole of any kind.
No, he is not a wanted felon currently. Well, maybe currently, but at that time, no.
At that time, he was clean.
Yes.
But now it's questionable with all the child abuse allegations.
Yeah,
with,
from this show specifically.
But so he's
Breaking, hard-hitting news here
very breaking.
at the shit show.
So he's sitting there and he's telling me like, dude, and this guy's telling me literally everything that I would want to hear except for anything important about my investment. He's like, yeah, we're gonna have a plane and private jet, and the beautiful thing is when we're big, we get done playing a stadium somewhere, and you're like, hey man, I want Black Attack to be at my house. We'll get on the plane and come right to your house. Like, right there, I started to really smell the horse shit coming on
'cause,
pretty strong.
when the Backstreet Boys or whatever, someone that owns points on one of their records says, "Hey, I want the Backstreet
Remember
Boys
that
at my
guy
house."
that gave us $100 all those years ago? Let's go do a party at his house.
Let's fly our plane there with clearly at this point to make the investment worthwhile, $50 worth of gas, plain gas. Because that's what they're going to have to call it at that point, because plain fuel is just too damn expensive.
Oh, it was horribly expensive. And then he gave me this stock certificate that he like literally printed off his computer because it was like the ink was all smudged and everything. And when
Not even a good printer.
exactly, and I can remember handing him the $100, and I knew in my heart of hearts that I was never going to see this money again. But I wanted to just lie to myself. I wanted to make believe that this was going to be a real thing and that they were going to become popular. And my $100 investment would have ballooned to, $1 million. And that was my first real encounter as a youngster with like a kind of like a street hustler, because he would
A
always
real con man.
he'd be like, you know what? You're set though, young blood. You already made the investment. You're good. You got
young
nothing
blood.
to worry about in this. He goes, you got nothing to worry about the rest of your life, man. He's like, all you're gonna be doing is sitting at the house counting money, just counting hundreds, Benjamin after Benjamin. I can remember these words going, Benjamin after Benjamin after Benjamin. And in my head, God, that's a lot of Benjamin. God,
But
man.
Tim, wasn't that $100 worth the dream?
It was worth the
And
dream.
wasn't it worth the story?
And it was probably, I don't know that it was worth the story. I was pretty broke back then. I really could have probably used that money. I remember coming home and I showed my dad my stock certificate of the Black Attack point stock that I had bought in their records. And he basically looked at me like I was a fucking idiot. And that was before he called me a fucking idiot, which was about 3 seconds afterwards.
Makes sense.
You don't even know, Dad. You don't even know they're gonna be fucking huge. I know they're
Man,
not
this is
gonna
my
be
best idea since that envelope stuffing scam.
Exactly. It was constantly shit like that with me. So he got super fucking pissed. And I can remember thinking in my head, like, when you're young, especially, you always get that moment where it's like, you know you fucked up, but even in your own head, you're gonna make him out to be the sucker because that's gonna make you feel good in that moment. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, he doesn't know what the fuck this guy don't know nothing about investing. What do you know
the music
about
industry? I mean, come on now.
Exactly.
I've been involved in the music industry for upwards of 37 minutes,
Uh-huh.
and I think I know a little bit more than you, sir.
And I've seen every episode of Making the Band, O-Town, and then that dude that was their producer who was diddling them all, I guess. At least I didn't get to know it that intimately, but it was pretty close. So
Tim
yeah,
got raped.
I made no money with Black Attack. And you know what? For all I know, maybe they're huge in China, and I just haven't cashed in on my stock certificates yet.
Do you still have it? You might need it.
I know. Oh, well, sorry, Mr. Steckel, but you actually need that certificate to cash in. I can remember because I called them. I think I called them like a week after they sold me these bogus certificates. And Hugh answered the phone. Like it was supposed to be Jerome Allman's number, and it was Hugh's number. And I asked him, he's like, oh, yeah, you know, any week now we should be blowing up. We should be blowing up. And you know what? That week never came. And then all of a sudden, all their phones went out of service. That was kind of my clue. The dream was, in fact, dead. I did hold out a little bit of hope here and there that something was going to happen, but it never did. And I lost my $100. So let that be a lesson, everybody out there. If a shady person meets you on a bench outside of a Target store claiming to be a record producer and has a bundle of paperwork about him crossing the border to Canada and Led Zeppelin, don't give that man a $100 bill because you're never going to see it again. And Mike was jealous that I got that fake
Yes.
stock certificate.
I wasn't even offered it.
Just
What
give me
was
the,
I doing
give me
wrong?
the option to be scammed, for God's sake.
That's all I've ever wanted.
So,
On a group
yeah.
called Black Attack from the late 90s, but they were a European rap band. Euro rap.
Maybe that was them.
I don't know. I don't see. What was his name?
Well, Hugh was his name in real life, but I don't know. Maybe he went by like a stage name.
Butch Mosby,
I don't think that was it.
Etienne Hawkins, Jay Harper, Karsten and Thorsten, Dreyer, P.A. Theory,
No, there definitely weren't that
Terry
many people in it.
LaVook. Well, I think these are all of the members ever.
Oh, okay.
That would be my assumption on what I'm looking at right now. I feel this is necessary for us to know.
It's
They
very.
split up in 2000.
No, you know, we didn't graduate high school till 2001, and we were definitely not working at Target at that time.
Yep. Well, we started working there in 2001. That's when we worked at Target.
Right. It was, I think, because we worked at the
was in
Bell.
2000. Yeah. We started working there in the summer of 2001.
Yeah, that's right.
We were working at the Bell.
It was
And
actually.
we left the Bell
It was.
for
I think it was like a couple weeks before we started school. It was late in the summer.
Yeah, I believe you're right, because I want to say I worked there. We worked there until Christmas, because that's when we took our giant lunch break.
Yes, to Shields Pizza.
Yes,
and
our
that was,
our like 2-hour paid lunch break in the middle of the busy season. We were the only people working stock. They were not pleased or
they
amused.
were not happy.
But that's the first time I got to see how crazy you were.
Yes.
We are part of the Army National Guard. When we get, or no, the Army Reserves, and when we get called up by our commander, we gotta fucking just screaming at our
Exactly.
bosses. I mean, just losing it on them. I was like,
I lost my
what
shit.
he said.
We were actually had no affiliation with the Army
No,
National
none.
Guard or Reserves at that
But
time.
we did come in there in fatigues multiple times.
Yeah, I don't know
So.
what that came. It really just
Because we
came
hung
out
out
of me.
at where were we hanging out all the time? Harry's Army Surplus.
Oh man, we loved it over there. We
back
bought
in the day, not
we
so
bought
much
a
now.
lot of shit at Harry Army Surplus.
Yeah, used to be real dirty and grungy. Now it's like a sporting goods store.
Yeah, now they're like they've got
It's
like
like
a
walking
lot
into
of
a Dunham's.
yeah, kind of, but they sell like it's mostly workwear now. Like they
Yeah.
sell like a ton of like if you're looking for Dickies or you're looking for like Carhartt stuff.
Yeah, they got some climbing stuff, and they have, they got some general sports stuff.
Right. But not like it used to be.
No,
It
no,
used
no.
to be
It
like
used to
the
like dirty, like you feel like you're gonna catch something when you went in there.
well,
Like there's gonna be a loose nail or something.
it was like that movie Falling Down where Michael Douglas goes to the surplus shop
Yes.
and you really would think that you might find
Oh.
like a grenade or some crazy
First of all, they did have grenades there, I think.
they had like those
they had
inert ones that
Oh, were they inert?
yeah.
They had so much weird
They
shit.
had a
there.
bunch of weird shit. But that was like the thrill of going to the
I
Army
know, they
surplus.
had
So you
gas
never knew what
masks,
the
they
fuck
had
would
weird
be in there.
guns. They had like all these crazy weapons, like things that were probably illegal to have.
All
they
those
sold
books
them
that
anyways.
taught you how to kill people with one finger.
Yeah,
Those
or
were
with your
always-
mind.
They
Some of your
always-
Ashita Kim shit.
Yeah.
Bring
Oh, that
people
was
back
the
from
best.
the dead.
Ashita Kim.
Yes.
For people that don't know about Ashita Kim, I've
World's
seen,
greatest ninja.
dude, I've seen his crazy fucking books. People have posted stuff on Facebook though
You own some
of
them.
things. I own them, but you know what? I think I did get it. No, it was at Harry. Yeah, maybe it was at Harry's Army Surplus. I bought a book called Ninja Mind Control by Ashita Kim, and it had crazy stuff like monkey steals the peach, touch how to rip a guy's balls off.
I remember that.
None of the stuff was actually useful. If you ever tried to use it, it was all just pretty much just crazy shit that everybody would already know. But
Poking people in the eyes.
this Ashita Kim guy got like this crazy like cult following back in the day, and he was like a guy who would he would claim to be a ninja.
Some white guy, right?
I think so. But
Yeah.
the thing of it, the hook with him, and he was in Black Belt, the back of Black Belt magazine and stuff
Every
like that.
Black Belt magazine.
His hook was that you could never see his face. He always wore like a ninja mask and everything, so no one really. It added to the mystery of who
And it was
is
harder
this
to catch
fucking
him,
guy.
when
Yeah,
he
it
committed
was
crimes.
with the fraud and everything. It was a lot harder to prosecute the cloaked mask face of Ashita Kim, but yeah, a lot of weird shit like that, and he had like books of how to bring people. He had a book called Ninja Resurrection, how to bring your dead ancestors back to life.
I remember that was the one that really sold me. I'm like, this guy's for real.
Well,
All
there
right,
was
this has done it.
He had the other one called like the Amorous Adventures of Ashita Kim, which is basically like softcore porn.
That's right.
I don't know how the fuck this guy got away with it. And people believed him. Like, and he would make these crazy claims. He was like one of the first people that had like a website, and it was one of those like GeoCities style websites for back in the day.
Those are the best kind. I mean, for people that were too classy to go with Angel Fire,
Right.
obviously.
And he I remember we were looking it up one time, and he like posted a challenge. It's like a $10,000 challenge. He's like, I will beat any fighter ever. He's like, but you have to meet my requirements. First, you need to put $10,000 in an escrow bank account. Second, you need to get at least, 1,000 people to watch me beat you, and set up concession stands because I won't fight for free and I want a portion of all the concessions. And he had like this laundry list, like a mile long of crazy requirements. Exactly,
you had to put him up in a
fly him.
4-star hotel.
Absolutely, it was fucking top to bottom crazy shit. So it was like, yeah, I'll fight you if you meet this insane demand of requests, and even then, I'll probably not show up. The bank account I tell you to put the money in will actually be my bank account. And
It'll be empty very soon. Don't worry.
But yeah, like But a lot of times people believed a lot of that shit, you know? Back in the day, like people believed like this crazy shit. And about there's a George Dillman guy who would be in there and who'd do like those no touch pressure point knockouts. Like he'd like put his hands close to you and then all of a sudden you'd lose fucking consciousness.
I remember you showing me those videos. Guys running at him, he'd go like that, and they'd just be flying
You'd
off to the
fly
side.
through the fucking air and it
Would
was
all land unconscious.
yeah, they would sell like these DVDs and stuff like how to build your chi. And like if you had this chi, you could harness it into like this invisible ball of energy and you could fucking stupefy people and knock them over like
Yeah.
some Matrix shit. You could just live in
You,
the
you know, it's
Matrix.
Hadouken.
Yeah.
You do the Hadouken.
You could
essentially.
fucking do the Hadouken and just you'd be unstoppable. No one, people could break a log over your head, everything's cool. You could stab you in the throat with a spear, everything's fine.
Nothing can hurt you. You're protected by your chi.
You're protected by your chi. And I ordered, of course, I ordered one of the fucking books on how to, dude. All it was like yoga, like holding your breath, like that's. And I, I almost passed out like twice doing it because it
damn
would
it,
make
Tim.
you do like push-ups, but you weren't allowed to breathe. I guess that was the
Ooh,
whole.
anaerobic exercises.
That was like all the
Fantastic.
whole like hook of it. It was like you could never actually do them the way they described them because it was like
Maybe because your
physically
chi's not good
impossible.
enough. If you can't do 100 push-ups without breathing, what kind of person are you?
So funny because it was like 12 exercises and it was like handstand push-ups, regular push-ups, squats, da da da. But you had to do them while holding your breath. And then at the end, it's like they go, "All right, now to test your chi, put a cinder block in front of you. Raise your hand, strike it while doing the breathing exercises we have taught you, and good luck." That was the end of it. Was good luck. Good luck when you
Good
go
night,
to the ER
and good luck.
and your hand is fractured in 4 places.
I blame you, Ashita Kim.
It's like,
Damn it.
fuck, Ashita Kim, what the hell? This was supposed.
But I think we all know the best exercise ever seen at the back of a black belt magazine.
Which was?
I don't know. You could stretch it, bend it, beat it with a tool.
Absolutely.
And I think we all know which one I'm talking about. Iron
Iron
penis Qigong.
Qigong. If you guys don't know about the Iron Penis Qigong,
Good.
you were not a youngster who thought they were going to be a world-class martial artist and bought every black belt magazine thinking that that would help you along the way.
Naturally.
I think anyone who's like our age, early 30s, who is involved in any kind of martial arts, UFC, even if they're a fan of it, has at least spent some time with a black belt magazine.
I'd hope so.
And the people who are listening to this who know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about because there was just the craziest shit. And one of the things in the back was this thing called Iron Penis Qigong. And it had a picture, and all these pictures are like real shady too. They're all like black and white, real pixelated.
Just random Asian guys.
Yeah, you couldn't really tell what was going on.
Remember, if you did this, you could have the musculature of Mike Tyson, but still be as flexible as a gymnast.
Yep, it was always these crazy claims, and there was a picture of like this Asian guy like standing on a platform, like one leg on each platform, and hanging from his penis is a rope attached to like 4 or 5 45-pound weight plates.
Oh. I mean, lucky you can't see like the penis or anything. It's like
It's
goes,
covered,
like, yeah.
of course, with a cloak, which adds to the
yeah.
suspiciousness of the whole fucking thing.
Like, because who's could really support that? I mean, come on.
Right, you
Tear
think
the
it would
fuck
just
off.
rip the fucking dick right off of you. But they had this whole like list of things you needed to do to become like an iron penis master, and a lot of those things had to do with like it was like you need to like stretch it, manipulate it in these special ways. My favorite, hitting it with a tool.
Yes. Hit it with a tool. Because it gave you like this little list of things that you're going to learn from Iron Penis Qigong.
Right.
Because apparently if you can do something weird with your penis, it made you a great martial artist or something. I don't know. I mean, there wasn't a lot behind this.
There wasn't a lot. One thing it did, you know what? I could see
It
would
seemed a
hook.
very easy way to hurt your dick.
It would a very easy way to rip your cock clear right off. But I think one of the biggest sellers I remember reading about it is that you would never go infertile, and you would never be impotent. And
Huh.
I think that was a seller for a lot of guys. You get these old martial arts guys who are like their dick stops working. They're like, oh fuck, iron penis, keep going. That's why my dick's not working anymore.
I'm not hanging weights from it.
I haven't been hitting it with a tool. God, I'm an idiot. Why
I've
didn't
just
I
been
think of
babying
that
it
shit?
like it's some sort of child. Damn you, dick. I will show you what's up tonight. Where is my hammer, sir?
Yeah.
Give me a wrench.
Give me a wrench. Let me crank this thing over a few times. But
You know,
Brogowski, always a pleasure. I've just
Thank you,
noticed
thank-
our little time thing here. We're breached about an hour and 30 minutes. I've been trying to keep them like an hour, 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I thought it was only supposed to be an hour. So, okay, yeah, this is good.
Yeah,
But
so
too bad. We didn't get to talk about nearly as much news as I wanted.
no.
Spent too much time reminiscing.
Mike is really going to be he's going to be actually the co-host on here. The thing is I've only got 2 mic setups, and sometimes I got the third one coming, but I guess it was on back order, so I've got to wait. But sometimes, some podcasts, sometimes you might.
I'm always afraid Lee Warren's just going to bust in, and the next thing you know, we're going to be standing off to the side.
And he'll be in control of everything.
Did
Lee
you see
Warren,
Brown-Eyed Girl?
you know where you are.
Fuck you, man.
That joke still runs to this day. So your name is brought up many, many times. I hope
Yes.
you're well.
Yes, as do I, actually.
But yeah, like some podcasts, sometimes it's easier when it's a one-on-one person. But Mike is going to be here for really a majority of them, co-host and all this stuff with me. We're still really early in this thing. Like I said, this is only our 3rd episode.
And this room is super hot, even with 2 of us in it.
It is.
Are you sweating balls right now? Because
I am sweating a little bit, but I was eating really hot oatmeal during this thing. But we'll have the fan on.
Oh, will it?
You know
will
what?
that make a noise?
If we adjust the gain enough, it might not pick it up. It's the same thing with the dogs.
I'm just saying you got to crack a window or something.
We will definitely crack a window next time because we're gonna have, like I said, we got Cody coming in to kind of talk about his fight career and just some different things in like the local fight scene, regional fight scene, some cool stuff that might be coming up, as well as like some training stuff. And a lot of people don't get to see like the behind the scenes stuff, and that's really
Very
what we're
true.
trying to really get out of people is
that and weird stories.
Weird stories are really the heart of this whole fucking thing.
Yes.
Without
At the end of the day,
those,
we
we're
want people
lost.
mildly uncomfortable. Hopefully, laugh a little bit. But mostly, we're just going for uncomfortable.
Yeah. Then we got
weird silences.
After that, we have the 2 girls from Chick in the Mitt that are coming on.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a Michigan-based. They do a blog, like everything Michigan, everything Detroit. They kind of just put out little things about stuff that's going on or people's new projects.
Oh, fantastic.
City Detroit, although not doing so great, but there are a lot of people that are.
There are things that are doing really well in
businesses
Detroit.
and trying to make a go of it and trying to turn things around, and those are
There are a lot of
always
good businesses
interesting
doing well in
stories.
Detroit.
Yeah,
Maybe this not the city as a whole, but
right. We're getting there. We're getting there.
we're doing all right.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next
All right.
week. And
That is going to be his normal sign off from now on. Mid yawn.
mid yawn.
Mid yawn.
And you can
This is an exciting show. That's what we're getting at.
yeah, you can always stream it on YouTube. Tim Steckel, just go to YouTube, type in my name, that'll bring you right to the fucking thing, or type in Timbo and the Shit Show. And you can definitely download it. We try to put them out every Thursday on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. And then you
At
can
what
always
time?
you know what? I really don't have like a specific
You should get a
time.
set time.
It
Might say
just
like
seems-
7 p.m., 6 p.m.
6 p.m., 7 p.m. I don't know.
Midday. We'll just say midday.
Yeah, it's going to be midday. I don't have a specific time just because, sometimes I don't know. I'm lazy. Like we talked about procrastinating. Sometimes I
love
won't
procrastinating.
I won't
So
get the
nice.
show ready to be downloaded
He has
until
a
like
theme song and everything,
yeah,
which
like,
I have not heard yet, and am really looking forward to it.
it'll be on there. We have a closing
Okay.
one too.
Well,
so as soon
good.
as you hear that, that will
Wait,
also
we got a closing
we
song
got a
as
Well,
well.
it's not really a
Dear
song. It's more
No,
just
no.
like a rah, 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 rah.
Song.
Da-da-da-da-do-do-do.
Does it have a tune? Is there a rhythm to it? A beat?
Barely. Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of beat, a little bit of rhythm.
There
but
we go. It's a song.
It's a song. All right, we'll call it a song.
All right.
We'll see everybody later on then. What's your Twitter handle? I'm at Tim Steckel, and that is.
At the Big Brogowski.
You guys gotta go
Don't
on
worry, I'm
there
sure
and
it's gonna be written somewhere.
follow that
Yeah.
shit. We don't post a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to post more. I'm
I
trying
will
to be
start
more
posting
on the
if
ball.
anyone gives a shit.
Oh, they will. They'll give
Most
a
stuff I
shit.
post is on my other one, but that's mostly just where I used to follow porn stars. All right.
All right, guys, take it easy. We'll see you later.